So is the worst over for the banking crisis that we have seen about 2 weeks back? Hey guys, Joey here, top tier trader in Philip Securities. I think all of you would know about this whole banking crisis that started about 2 or 3 weeks back. We had the Signature Bank, Silicon Valley Bank failing as well, and US banks all started to sell down heavily, and even the local banks, DBS, UOB and OCBC sort of as well. And I did a video about 2 weeks back, talking about the banks and how it could actually be an opportunity to get in on dips, right, on weakness, right, after the sell down. So where are we right now after 2 weeks? So we have got quite a bit of views on that bank video that I did about 2 weeks back. People are looking to get in, or people are thinking whether should get out because there could be more downside and all that. And we got quite a bit of views. So why not just do a video again, right, to kind of recap at what are some of the levels that we can potentially time our entry, and is the worst really over? Or if it's not over, then if it does dip a little bit more, then where could we actually time our entry to get in again, right? So make sure you watch this video all the way to the end if you want to know what is the outlook for the Singapore banks. All right, what are some of the key levels that you want to take note of? And talking about Singapore banks, we're looking at DBS, UOB and OCBC, right? So let's go. Okay, the first bank would be DBS right here, trading at about $33.37. So you can see over the past 2-3 weeks, we kind of broke certain key support levels like the 34.50, and I mentioned that because we broke this level, we could potentially see some short-term downside towards the next support level. And what would that support be? Well, it would be that 32 level. So I talk about the 32 level. You can see since last year, 32, like July, August, September, we touched a couple of times. You can see rebounded, and I mentioned that if we do head towards that 32 level, some bargain hunting can potentially happen. Hopefully we can see some stability there, and hopefully a bit of a rebound. Buyers start coming back and all that. And it seems like from 2 weeks back when we did a video, we have indeed seen a little bit of bargain hunting right here, whereby it kind of sort of a little bit below 32. I think went to a low of 31.70, right? 31.70. So it was actually breaking that support. But what happens is buyers came back, in the afternoon or somewhere in the middle of the day, and took prices back up, right? Back up. So quite a bullish candle, I would say, right at this support level as this green bar happened, all right, played out, and we closed above that 32 level. So I would say that this 32 level, based on this, bullish candlestick bar happening right there, and based on what we've seen since July, August last year, over the past 8 to 10 months, this 32 would be a critical level to watch. As long as we stay above 32, I think that is where hopefully some bargain hunting can come back again. So barring any further negative news flow from the US bank, or more bank failures in the US, I would say that this support level would likely hold, all right? And, I think what happens is that you can see that since the bank collapsed, many of the governments have stepped up to make sure that they don't want the flames or, to get out of control, right? So they come up with measures such as putting a guarantee on the deposits, and even we have seen UBS and Credit Suisse, UBS taking over Credit Suisse and all that, and kind of government stepping up to make sure that this don't get out of hand, and this whole entire bank contagion, right, would affect the entire market and lead to the whole entire global financial crisis like what you've seen in 2007, 2008, right? So you can see a lot of governments are stepping up. So I think this is pretty much under control right now, and it could actually be a good opportunity, like I mentioned about 2 weeks back. All right, so let's take a look at DBS. You can see that 32 level would be that support level, and over the past few days, we managed to climb back above that 33. So actually, I expected some kind of a consolidation right here, maybe from 32 to 33, maybe a couple of weeks, 1 or 2 weeks, and then before we get back above 33 to see that reversal back up. But it seems we have already managed to climb back above that 33 level. Now it's 33.37, so upside if we hold above that new 33 levels. Let me just change this a bit of resistance, temp resistance level to the support right now. So near-term support about 33, that is where we have been holding above over the past 3 days. Of course, as I mentioned, 33 breaks, then we're back to 32, right? But seems like 33 is holding right now. So upside could be from 33 all the way up to that 34.50, right? 34.50, as I mentioned previously as well, that was kind of that resistance level. It was a support. We broke down, and you can see that selling actually started all the way back down, and you can see right here as well, it was this support level we broke down, right? And it's a bit of a resistance here we broke up. So right now, 34.50 would be that upside targets whereby some profit taking can come back again. So I think it looks quite good. Anything above 33, hopefully we see some stability. No more negative news flow or bank failures. I think that is where DBS looks quite good to kind of like accumulate on dips for that reversal back up. Okay, let's talk about UOB right now. So UOB, same thing, we broke certain key support levels like the $29, $30 psychological level just about 2-3 weeks back and sort of. And I mentioned same thing about this really critical support whereby you want to take note we could potentially see some bargain hunting there. And what level would that be? Well, that would be none other than the $28. Why? Because as I mentioned previously, it was a very strong resistance since 2021. Look at it, it's a support, a bit of resistance. We kind of like attempted to break it but went back down. You can see right here a couple of touches here, and when we broke $28 level, you can see that was in November. The bank started to push all the way up. So 28 would be a key, what we call resistance, that has turned to be a support. And that was even before it headed there, right? And I mentioned that 28 could be a level, and it seems like over the past 1-2 weeks, we have indeed headed towards that 28, and fortunately we saw some bargain hunting coming back again right at 28, right? So same thing, right? I expected a bit of consolidation, maybe a little bit from 28 to 29 before we see a stronger reversal or firmer reversal, but seems like we have even gone back above that 29 level, right? 29 would be that immediate support level. And one thing to take note would be that the short-term moving average. You can see that this green line, right? This green line is what we call the 20 days moving average. You can see right now it was like sloping down, and it is starting to flatten out. I mean, you can see right now it is kind of like still maybe slowly still sloping down a little bit, but I think if we can stay above that $29, so this 29, all right, we were below it, we went above it, so great. All right, we can stay above that 29 level. I think it also kind of coincides with where the 20 days moving average green line is. All right, eventually we stay above 29, this green line will kind of like flatten out, and eventually it might start to point up, and then that's a good sign of a reversal starting to happen again, right? So upside can happen, all right, if you stay above 29, maybe upside could be all the way back towards that psychological 30. After 30, then we'll be back towards that 31.50, right? So 30 first, and then 31.50. 31.50 would be the critical one, right? 31.50, as I mentioned previously as well, that is the level since like November, December 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Come near it and become like sold off from that level. So just take note, anything near 31.50 to 31, that's where some heavy selling can actually come back again. Okay guys, so if you found this video valuable so far, you get something out of it, I would really appreciate if you can give me a thumbs up. That will really help out the channel, and smash the subscribe button as well. That will really help out the channel, and thank you so much for doing that. Smash the subscribe button right now. Okay, so let's move on to the third bank, and that third bank would be what we call OCBC, right here trading at about $12.32. So just a quick recap, about 2-3 weeks back, we broke this very strong support level, and that support level would be that 12.50, 12.60. You can see since like last year 2022, a couple of touches, resistance level attempted, and eventually we broke and it went up, and we kind of like came back down. When the banking crisis started, we were back to that 12.50 support level, which broke down. And when we broke the 12.50, I mentioned that we could see some selling in the short term all the way towards the next support level. And what would be the next support level? Well, I mentioned about $11.90, all right, $11.90 to $12. I think somewhere around here, because look at this right here. So you can see a little bit of resistance here. Look at this support, all right, support, and right over here, yeah. So it seems like over the past 2 weeks, $11.90 to $12, and when we did the video about 2 weeks back, you can take a look at it. It was before even it went to that level. I think we were somewhere around here, all right, somewhere around here as it broke the 12.50, and I mentioned that we could actually hit to like $11.90 to $12. So it seems like, yeah, it has played out. We headed there. I think the low on this day, let me just look at it for you. So this day is what, on the 14th of March, I think the low was at 11.93. Wow, yeah, just almost there, 11.93. And we got this little bullish candle right here, one with a lower shadow, and the next day we started to see that rebound happen. So yeah, it seems like this $11.90 to $12 would be that support level that you want to take note for now. So yeah, just rebounded. And what would be the range now? Let me just draw it for you again. I think that would be the same range from $11.90 to $12, upside rebound all the way to the first target, and that would be that $12.50, right? $12.50. Why? Because as I said, this $12.50, look at this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times it has been the resistance. We broke it down as a support. Now that would be what we call that same support turn resistance level. So the upside could be about 1250. All right, so it's now like 1231. So I think anything near 1250, I think like the past few days the high was about 1243, you know, something 1240 something, and then sellers start to come back, which is normal. And anything below 1250 or near 1250, that's where some profit taking can come back again. So that's the upside range from 1190 to about 1250. And of course, if we do, you know, get back above that 1250 immediate resistance level, well, great, then that's where upside could be back towards that 1320. All right, $13. That would be the next upside, and that's where you could see the reversal happen a bit faster. All right, so this is OCBC right here, trading at about $12.31. So there we have it, guys. I've covered the 3 Singapore local banks again: DBS, UOB, and OCBC, right? So just to do a quick, you know, round out what has happened over the past 2 weeks and follow up from what we have covered previously 2 weeks back, because we have quite a bit of views on that. A lot of people asking me what is my outlook right now, that some of them have indeed rebounded from the support level. Is it still good, or is it like, you know, it's coming back down again, or should we time our entry to get in because the upside reversal is still continuing to happen, right? So just take note of those levels that I mentioned. I think as long as those support levels are holding, all right, it still can be a really good opportunity, and the upside rebound can still be on track to where I talk about whereby selling can come back again. Alright, so Joey here, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, guys, go ahead to smash the subscribe button. That will really help out the channel, alright, and will not miss out on any videos like this, and smash the like button as well. That will really help out. So thank you so much for watching. Joey here. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.